Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Nothing to See Here podcast. Hi, it's Frankie.
It's Hannah.
Hannah, not Frankie. Hannah, you're fine. Frankie, I'm pissed at you.
All right, off air, it was just upset.
Yeah, no, I'm pissed at you.
What
You
did I
didn't give us-
do?
You didn't give us any warning that Mr. Murderer was going to be in a large part of today's show.
I didn't know I had to give a warning every time.
Hannah?
I thought we discussed that you were going to give us a warning.
Yeah, I thought you also promised us that.
Well, I apologize for not giving you a warning. To be fair, I didn't watch it until today.
Neither did I. But upsetting stuff. Speaking of upsetting things, we're apparently in charge of and running a different country.
Yeah, what do you mean? What's the problem? We're doing so good with this country
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we decided to run another one.
Absolutely.
So smart. So smart. So not entirely stupid. Now, don't get me wrong. Maduro sucks. He you know, he didn't leave office when he was fairly voted out. He sucks. I'm not saying that he doesn't suck and that we shouldn't have done anything. I'm just saying the action that we took was a little much. We didn't also get Congress approval. So now there's a precedent out there that any country can invade and kidnap any leader. So that's not chill. So I just why can't we
It's
just
the
leave?
4th day of 2026.
Yeah, why can't we just leave other countries alone? Also, by the time this episode airs, I will be 29. My birthday is on Tuesday.
Should I sing happy birthday
I mean,
early?
if you want.
I mean, I feel like next week's going to be your birthday episode.
You think? I mean, next week I'm gonna be busy next weekend. I'm gonna go see Josh Johnson for my birthday. Super excited about that. He's in New York, so. But I mean, I don't know. You guys, whatever. Next time I
Okay,
will be 29.
I think we'll celebrate your birthday next week because it's a Scooby-Doo episode and not a wrestling episode.
You know what? Yeah, I think I prefer that. All right, scratch the birthday thing. I mean, everybody knows, but you'll look forward to that, I guess, next week. Yeah, I'm one more year closer to 30, guys. I only have one more year left of my 20s.
It'll be fine.
You're supposed to be dead already, Frankie. So.
No, I said when I'm 28. I'm still 28.
Yeah. But if you're not dead by May 4th, what's gonna happen? I feel like the world might collapse.
Maybe this is all signs of the world collapsing because I'm not gonna die.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this is the first crack. We invade Venezuela. Hannah, how are your dogs been? I need something happy to lighten up my mood.
Well, it was Truffle's birthday back in December.
Aw, happy birthday, baby. I remember when she was brought in.
I know!
I surprised Hannah. Have we ever told the story of how Truffles came to be?
On the podcast?
I don't think so, yeah.
I don't think we have.
I don't remember. Would you like to tell it?
I can tell the parts up until the surprise, because I want you to tell your reaction.
Well, you know more than me. Like, a dog appeared in the dorm room one day. Like,
yeah. So
cutting ahead real quick.
So, I want to say this was our junior year.
Yes, because you were there somewhat still. I did not have a single dorm room at this point.
Right. So this was
would have been spring junior year.
Yes, spring of our junior year. Earlier in the week, I got a text message from Lori, Hannah's mom. It was like, "Hey, can you keep a secret?"
And no, she cannot.
I said, "How long do you want me to keep this secret?" Now, if this was like a super important secret. Like, I definitely could keep it, and also I'm a therapist, so, like, confidentiality, that I abide by, but when it comes to, like, surprises about things that, like, are surprises for people that, like, it'd be nice if they kept secret, but it's not, like, things I have loose lips. So, regardless, I was like, "Yes, I could keep a secret for, like, a week." So, I forget exactly how it happened, but I kept getting a text message. Oh, I convinced Hannah that we were gonna order fortune cookie. I was like, don't go to eat. We're gonna we're gonna have fortune cookie. I ordered fortune cookie. Stay in the room.
Okay, that's not what happened, but okay.
I thought
Wow, immediately getting the story wrong.
I
Because Truffle showed up in the morning. I came back from brunch.
what am I thinking about then?
I
What was
have
the
no idea.
Oh, no, this was Katie. That was sorry, guys. I can't even remember what I ate
Hey,
yesterday.
Hannah, do you want to tell the story?
Yeah, can you please? Because obviously I
Okay.
don't remember. I do remember the text message though that Lori was like, "You need to keep this a secret," and I was like, "I can try."
My parents decided they wanted to get another dog. It had been a few years since our previous dog had passed.
Was that Scooby?
That was Scoobert. Yes. He passed when I was a senior in high school. Really traumatized me that year. Cut to junior year of college. My parents decide they want another corgi.
And at this point
And
too, I do want to point out every time I've seen Hannah around her parents, Hannah has been dropping hints about getting a dog.
I
Not
mean,
subtle either. Like, hey, you know what would be great? A dog. Hey,
I
you
mean,
know what would make this meal better? A dog.
to play with afterwards, yeah. I think I was at the point where, like, I had seen a video of some girl who just put up pictures of a dog in their parents' living room to torture their dad with into getting another dog, and I was at the point where I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna print out a bunch of dog pictures and just
And
paste them on the
yeah,
walls of the
put them
house."
everywhere.
Yeah.
At this point, Hannah was also considering, what if I just show up with a dog? What do you think would happen?
They wouldn't have turned the dog away. I mean, I could still do that. They'd be like, "That's your responsibility. You're an adult." So, they find a cardigan corgi,
The
and
Queens. No, that's not. Is it the Cardigans? No, that Pembroke's is the Queen's corgi.
she had both, but she mainly had Pembrokes.
Right.
Cardigans are the ones with the tails. Yes, I'm
Mhm.
afraid this is a shop, not adoption story. They got truffles from a breeder,
I
and they
mean,
had to travel to Michigan to meet said breeder. And earlier this week, they apparently had texted Amanda, "Hey, please make sure our child is in the dorm room at, like, this time on this day,"
yeah,
because they were coming from Michigan to the college campus, and they were just gonna bring the dog up to my room and surprise me.
yeah, literally straight from Michigan. I have this video too.
Yes. So it is, like, a Saturday or Sunday, I don't remember what day exactly, but it's the weekend.
It
I
is the
just came
weekend.
Yes, I had come back from brunch, I'm listening to my favorite podcast. Amanda comes in the room. Now, at this point, Amanda has had many medical issues, so she's, like, not always in the dorm room over the weekend.
Yeah, not always, but this time I was, and Hannah was
Well,
like,
she
"What?
just walks in, I'm like, "Oh, my friend is here. Cool."
That should have been
And
your first
Amanda
hint."
just walks in, she goes to sit on the bed, and she does have her phone out, and it's kinda pointed at me, and in retrospect, I should have noticed sooner that she had the camera out. But I go back to my podcast, and I'm not paying attention to her. The door opens again, like, not even 5 seconds later, and in walk my parents with the dog.
Yeah, I had to let them in,
Yeah.
and
Yes, Amanda and her mother, the peanut gallery, had met my parents outside in the parking lot. So she got to meet Truffles before I did.
yeah, that is true. And Frankie, would you believe me, Hannah? Hannah, as I've gotten to know Hannah, and as me and Hannah have been friends, Hannah has started to show more emotion than when she did when I first met her. Um, this was one of the first times that I saw Hannah cry.
Yeah, there were a few tears of joy.
There were tears of joy. It was beautiful, Franklin.
We're back in WCW. It's been a bit because I had to take a journey to Scotland to talk about Rob Roy. So we had our Scotland month when I would normally do the next WCW. So we are at the November 6th, 1995 episode of WCW Monday Nitro. November 6th, 1995 Monday Nitro from the Jacksonville Memorial Coliseum in Jacksonville, Florida. The building does no longer exist. It was demolished in 2003 when we were all 6 years old.
Tragic.
Why was it demolished? Were there like bugs?
Just too old. They built
Oh,
a new one.
no
It
bugs?
was it was built in 1960. There may have been bugs. There may have been
There
bugs.
were definitely bugs.
I
Mhm.
think there were bugs, maybe like some termites.
There was a seating
Bugs.
capacity of 10,276 people. This episode of Nitro had 9,500 people.
How many paid?
Yeah, how many
30
paid?
3,500.
Oof,
I thought you were just gonna say 30.
Hey, look, they're not that bad.
yet.
It's still not great having like 6,000 people come in for
Uh,
free.
That's
Mhm.
double the paid attendees.
Yeah, this
So,
is rough.
yeah, we're not. Hey, I keep telling you guys it's gonna pick up, but it's going to get worse before it picks up.
It gets worse.
There's a match that we're building up to in January of 1996 called the Doomsday Triple Cage
That
Tower.
ever that everybody got into for free.
No, not everyone got into, but like the creative is worse, and no one's there, and everyone's booing, and everyone hates it so much that like it changed direction of like all the storylines moving forward.
Woof.
So Halloween Havoc is in the books. This is the second episode after Halloween Havoc. But Dave Meltzer from The Observer has put out his review of the show. He says that Halloween Havoc 1995 was the pro wrestling version of Plan 9 from outer space, which many people consider to be the worst movie ever made.
Yes. I have heard. I have heard about this. This has been on many a list.
Yes. So, not great to be compared to that, ever. The show, Hogan and Giant had a monster truck sumo battle on the roof of the Kobo Arena taped the night before, leading to Hogan shoving the Giant off of the roof, ostensibly committing murder. Then Giant came out for his match with Hogan later and was just fine, proving to be immortal to falling off buildings, but not to leg drops and poorly timed boots to the face. It was only Giant's second match ever in his entire career. And the only other match he had before that was an entire calendar year before. And after the match, during the match, Ron Reese debuted as the Yeti. It was supposed to be El Gigante, but he had been hospitalized earlier in the week and then went AWOL and stopped answering WCW's calls. The Yeti came in and he and Giant did a double bear hug on Hogan. At least I hope that's what it was because it looked more like a kinky sandwich. It
Oof.
started as a great angle, but turned into something campy in the worst way when the guy wrapped in toilet paper showed up and tried to have sex with Hogan. I do have good news though for you two
Okay, great news. Let's hear it.
for our future in WCW for our tentative future. That match at Halloween Havoc
Mhm.
was expected to be Hogan's last match until February or March.
Ugh.
We
Was.
get we get
Yeah, you
three.
said was.
You said was.
I don't think we get another Hogan match until then. When is? Let me look up Uncensored 1996 because I know he's in that show.
Yeah, don't fucking get our hopes up, cause it.
Uncensored is in March of 1996. I don't think he's at. Oh wait, there's also Super Brawl, which is February. So yeah, I think February is I don't think he's at Starrcade. So yeah, Hulk Hogan won't be there until February. We're safe from having to see him wrestle. He does show up on this episode of Nitro, which we'll talk about because that was a fucking fever dream. But
Yeah, there's a
we'll,
homeless man
we'll
there.
we'll get there. We'll get there. I don't know what was happening. I literally we have to discuss it in depth because I have no idea what was actually said the entire promo segment. I was too baffled as to everything else going on.
I was very confused. Yeah.
We get no call to open for this episode of Nitro. We're straight into the intro. And then Eric Bischoff welcomes us to Nitro from Jacksonville, Florida. And we immediately see Clown Pepe.
They know what the people want, and it
Yeah.
is Pepe.
There's one point too where Mondo brings Pepe down from his shoulder. Apparently Mondo just has Pepe on his shoulder like a parrot.
That's adorable, though.
It's so cute.
If you were that big and had a dog that small and you're not carrying it around on your shoulder, what's wrong with you?
I love this man. Like, this man has his priorities in order. This man was a football player, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this man, priorities in order. No CTE here.
And he tells us, Mongo tells us that he is Clown Pepe in honor of the clown Jimmy Hart.
Mm-hmm.
So we're making fun of people tonight with Pepe's costume, which I appreciate that.
I appreciate it greatly. Yeah.
I don't think Jimmy Hart's a clown. I think Jimmy Hart is a gremlin.
That's fair. That is fair.
Mm-hmm.
We get to see a lot of that gremlin tonight.
He was prominently featured.
This week is the WCW interactive calling card to choose who will be in the main event. We have the heel locker room and the face locker room.
Was this actually interactive, Franklin?
I couldn't find anything about it being not being interactive or like completely on the up and up. But let's be real here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the evil locker room, we have Big Bubba, the Shark, Scott Norton, DDP, and the Blue Bloods, and then Ric Flair. And in the good locker room, we have Mr. JL, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the Nasty Boys, Alex Wright, some dude that I don't even recognize.
Wow,
And
that's
Sting.
saying something.
I know. And Sting. You know. So we have one guy in each room that is someone people would like to see, and Ric Flair and Sting, who are in the middle of an active storyline where Ric Flair betrayed Sting. And the announcers keep going, oh, maybe we'll get to see Ric Flair and Sting tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who's going to win the vote.
Yeah. It felt very leading. Yes.
It was very much a, hey, guys, look, we have a bunch of losers and then Ric Flair and Sting.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you guys want to see wrestle?
They very much had them in two separate rooms, knowing they were going to get chosen. But they were definitely chosen beforehand.
Definitely.
And then
Mhm.
they're like, look, our numbers don't lie. All these
Yeah.
people called in for
Absolutely.
Ric Flair versus Sting.
They absolutely
Wow.
rigged it. They rigged it in the way where they can say, well, we listened to the people who called in and voted. We see a clip of the end of Halloween Havoc, and we learn that Macho Man is in the building but not cleared to wrestle, and he is backstage throwing furniture. But we never actually see Macho Man
Yeah, I didn't see him
in the
throw any
building.
furniture.
Was he there?
I
No.
doubt
Was
it.
he actually there?
He still
No.
has that torn tricep, so I doubt he was actually there.
No. No, obviously he was in Venice Beach with Hulk
Well,
Hogan.
they said he flew back.
I know what they said.
I know.
There's no flight that is that quick where you could go from Venice Beach to
In the morning
Florida. Yeah.
to Jacksonville,
That's just not possible.
especially in the 90s.
Exactly.
Then we get some of the worst sounds ever made on planet Earth. And I didn't know what was happening. I thought my computer broke for a moment. It's not a broken computer. It's just Cobra's entrance theme for our first match.
Was that what it was? I just
Yes.
thought the website that we were working on, the way that he recorded it, the person who recorded it or whatever, just had something weird happen on his computer.
Yeah, no. That is the actual entrance theme that a whole company sat around and said, "Yeah, that's good. That's what we want.
Oof.
We want just loud Morse code beeping."
It was awful.
It was the worst. I looked it up on YouTube. I looked up Cobra's 1995 WCW entrance, and yep, that's what it was.
Hmm.
Cobra is out here to fight the Giant, who has Jimmy Hart with him and the world title. The Giant picks up the announcers like a little baby and forces him to say that this is a WCW world title match. Eric Bischoff is pissed that this is being called a title match because the
Hmm.
Giant is not the champion. He just stole the belt. And we get a 17-second match from bell to bell. Giant hits a choke slam, wins. It's over.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
super quick.
does
My
Cobra ever not fail in like 0.5 seconds?
No, Cobra's
my
just fucking worse. He's a jobber.
my my favorite fucking type of match, one that sorry, favorite type of match that's a bullshit match. Like if it's with two people I could care less about, this is how I want it done.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Uh, Bobby Heenan wants to get the official time, and then Mongo says, "You probably haven't seen anything that quick since your honeymoon." Oh, that was
That
good.
was so good.
Mongo with the quick thinking right there.
Yeah, even I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like, is Bobby okay?
Bobby gets drunk later, so it's fine. He's fine.
Yeah.
He gets a little drunk later on. This is when we go to the evil locker room and the good locker room. The evil locker room is just kind of like everyone's yelling. You can't really hear what Mean Gene is saying.
No.
We go to the good locker room with Tony Schiavone. Everyone there is also yelling, but Hacksaw Jim Duggan keeps walking in front of the camera and throwing a chair back and forth. He's just found a chair. He's the only one I've seen throwing furniture this entire
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
I I wonder if they thought if they got mad at him because he was like, if I start throwing this chair, people might pick me. They'll think I'm a wild man.
Yeah. Like, stop throwing the chair. Nobody's gonna pick you.
We get our ad for the next pay per view, World War III, with the tagline: Three rings, three giants, one battle royal. It's a 60-man battle royal that's going to be
Do you mean
chaos.
to say Royale?
No, it's a battle royal. That's what they call it.
I hate this fucking company.
All right, now we have to talk. We have to really discuss this next segment, guys.
We don't.
We do. Because we have Hulk Hogan at Venice Beach with Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, this segment. Oh, yes. Yeah,
This
this
is the
one we
next
can
thing.
talk about. Yeah, yeah.
We have to really discuss this. We have to figure out what's happened here.
I'm There's a homeless man
So we
involved.
get a guy, we see a guy singing a song.
Mhm.
This man's a freak immediately. And I was like, oh man, we're gonna talk about this guy. Forget about him. He doesn't matter anymore.
Mm-mm.
Because we immediately then cut to Hulk Hogan and Macho Man sitting next to each other. But there's somebody in between them. Who is it? It's a dirty, drunk, bearded man.
He's just a homeless man.
They
Did they
found this man on the street.
Yeah.
did
They
they
stole
just
him.
yeah, it feels like he doesn't want to be there.
Mhm.
Every so often it's like when you're telling a story to someone and they're not paying attention, just go, "Yeah," or like repeat the last words you said. That's all he's doing the
Yes.
entire time.
He's like the worst hype man ever.
He's obviously drunk. He's quite obviously had at least 5 cans of beer
Mhm.
that morning already.
Yeah.
They probably promised him another six-pack.
Mhm.
That's how they paid him. Yeah.
Yeah,
What was happening? I didn't hear a word of the promo because I was just so interested in this man.
I think I can sum up what happened. Hulk Hogan's gonna stay in Venice Beach, and Randy Savage is gonna go back and find the bad guys.
I'm glad someone knows what's going on, because I
That's
don't.
that's what I got from it. Randy's like, "You stay, I'll figure this out, brother," or whatever.
I couldn't find anything about it. Like no one knows. All of the reviews just talk about how it's a unidentified local street performer and a crazy guy.
They're not wrong.
They'll call him random old guy is one of the things they call him. Apparently the guy on the guitar was supposed to be a Jimi Hendrix impersonator, but he was white, right? Like
I didn't look at his race. I was too busy trying to figure out if that homeless guy was okay.
he couldn't have been okay, right? Like something had to be wrong.
Something feels like off.
They lured him in with beer and coke.
Cocaine?
Yes.
Oh my god. To be fair, they are wrestlers. They definitely have cocaine.
Yeah, they definitely have coke.
Yeah. Try to tell me I'm wrong.
We can't.
Exactly.
I couldn't believe what was happening, right?
It really was just kind of like I thought I was having a stroke.
It's
I thought something was wrong with me.
I I also thought something was. I thought maybe they had introduced him and who he was. I
Mhm.
kept rewinding it, and Hulk Hogan kind of said something about who he's supposed to be, but I couldn't catch it because it's Hulk Hogan.
Didn't they say that he's like the new manager? Like,
Their
he's
new
not.
manager? Oh, I listen. I know he's not because I've never seen him come out, but imagine that. That'd be amazing.
Yeah,
No, I'm fearing for this man's life then.
I'm not.
Because they've kidnapped him. He doesn't know where he is.
That's fair.
This was upsetting. Like I was upset watching this. And not like I don't know where to go from here.
It's
Like
it
I'm
is
just
upsetting.
I'm so confused.
I'm confused too. Like, where do you go from? Like, what is this man supposed to be doing there? I hope he comes back. I hope we
I
learn more about
also
this man.
I'm very curious about this man's life. What led him to these choices? Do you think he regretted these choices? He didn't seem like he wanted to be there.
Definitely didn't want to be there. He definitely was uncomfortable
He regrets nothing but appearing in WCW.
with
Mhm.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
He knew. He knew in his mind, man, this guy sucks.
Mhm.
All right, we're back in the arena now, and the Taskmaster Kevin Sullivan is making his way to the ring with Jimmy Hart, and he will be facing the Renegade, who rushes the ring and immediately takes out Kevin Sullivan. But he gets distracted by Jimmy Hart, and Sullivan attacks Renegade from behind, crotches him on the metal barricade, and then clotheslines the Renegade off of it. Renegade has his head slammed off of the steel steps and is rolled back into the ring with Sullivan in control. Sullivan goes for a springboard of some sort, but Renegade gets the knees up and hits a sloppy slam and almost drops Sullivan on his head. But then
Oh.
he hits a pretty nice cartwheel elbow into the corner. He goes for a big kick in the corner, but gets hung up in the tree of woe and Sullivan dodges. Sullivan then hits the softest little double stomp off the middle rope. Just like a gentle kitten landing on the Renegade's stomach.
Mhm.
And he gets the win with that. Kevin Sullivan has won. Jimmy Hart grabs a cup of water and throws it in the Renegade's face, and then wipes off the Renegade's face paint while yelling that the Renegade is nothing and starts saying what his real name is, and then that ends the segment.
I appreciated the episode up to this point because everything was moving pretty fast.
Yeah, and then we get a long segment of guys, you know what we missed? Okay, well, we go back to Mean Gene. He's in the villains' locker room. And then I think this was a sign of things to come, Hannah. Because Ric Flair is cutting a promo, and all of a sudden the lights just fucking turn off.
Yeah. Do we know why that happened? Was that actually like a mistake?
Yeah, it was just like the lights turned off. They don't
That's
know why
amazing.
they turned off. They just someone turned them off, or the power got cut for a minute in that room. The lights just turn off. Ric Flair cuts a promo on Sting. We go to break and learn that on WCW Saturday Night they're gonna have Kurosawa versus Arn Anderson. Jim Duggan is going to Ireland, and most importantly, guys, we missed it. We missed out. The debut of Disco Inferno's music video.
Uh,
We don't get to see it, guys. Come on, it's a sad day.
that that music is going to be what it welcomes me to hell.
Mhm.
But we don't get to see the music video that accompanies it.
Good,
No, they're gonna
Frankie.
play that too. I know it.
You think we'll see it?
In hell, yeah.
And yeah, that's what's
Oh, no.
welcoming me to
Oh,
hell.
that's your hell
It's just
orientation
lining
video.
the hallway is like a projection of that video.
Mhm.
It's a projection of every single Disco Inferno moment, those you've seen and those you haven't.
And to make that hell worse too, not only is it just a hallway of that, you're also waiting in line, a never-ending line in that hallway, just listening to that.
Oh, like it's like an amusement park ride.
Mhm.
And that's the
Mhm.
that's what's in line when you're waiting. Damn,
Yes.
that would suck.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
Oh, okay, our next match is Chris Benoit versus Eddie. No important storyline. It's not a pay-per-view match, so we're not going to go into detail in the match.
Good.
It is the general standard match that we get between these two, which is a fairly competent match. Um, the important details of this, we do learn that the WCW Championship Committee has been discussing a cruiserweight title. We'll learn more about that in the coming weeks. But Benoit and Eddie are both in the mix for the title. And we see the Japanese contingent.
Yeah, that was cool. That was
They're
nice to
all
see.
sitting there with drinking sake, eating sushi. They've all got their nice suits on, except for Jushin Thunder Liger on the end,
Mhm.
who's wearing his fucking bright ass mask and tracksuit. Like all the rest of them look like mafia members,
Yeah.
yakuza members, in their like really nice suits. And then you got fucking Jushin Liger over there in his fucking mask.
There was a really attractive Japanese man. I forget where he was, but I saw him. I was like, "Damn.
Well, you'll get to see more of him because they're gonna be there for a bit.
Good." Yeah, no, he's fine.
What is the point of them? Why are they
So
here?
they're
They're
building a storyline.
with Bobby Heenan. He's
They're
doing something conniving.
So they did mention one of them by name. It's the first one you see,
Sonny Ono.
Sonny Ono. Sonny Ono in real life is Eric Bischoff, who is like executive vice president of WCW or Turner. Sonny Ono and him are friends. And so they are doing a storyline for their big show. WWE has WrestleMania, WCW has Starrcade, which happens in December. They're building to a big. We're not going to see a lot of the storyline, so I feel no problem explaining it now. There's going to be a big storyline that is Sonny Ono buys a percentage of WCW and takes over the Sunday main event TV show. And most of the matches have those Japanese guys. And then at Starrcade, they're going to do a big WCW versus New Japan Pro Wrestling show where they see which company is the better wrestling company.
For a minute, and like, I hope I hope nobody takes offense to this, but for a minute, whenever I forget who was saying, it might have been Eric Bischoff. It was one of the commentators. One of them said his name, Sonny Ono, and I thought they meant Sonny Oh no.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, what? And then they just kept talking, and I was like, oh, I have misheard. And then I was like, oh, like Yoko Ono. Duh, Amanda.
Yeah, Sonny Ono.
Yeah, but in my head, I just kept being like, Sonny, no.
So the names that are important for them are we're gonna see Jushin Thunder Liger, who's the guy in the mask, Koji Kanemoto, Masahiro Chono, Masa Saito, Shinjiro Otani, Hiroshi Tenzin, and Kensuke Sasaki. I don't know which one is the cute or the very attractive one,
I'll let you know when I see him again.
but when we see him, yeah, when we see him again, which we will, uh you can let us know which one he is.
Yeah, I will. I take cute men very seriously.
I know. Is there so Eddie Guerrero wins the match, but Benoit's feet run under the ropes, so there will be a storyline, I guess. Maybe from there, I don't know.
I
Anything
hope
else?
not.
Anything else we'd like to discuss besides that before we move on?
No.
Let's move forward with Nitro. Tony is in the good guys locker room, and Sting cuts a promo, so like we obviously know who's going to win. We go to a commercial break, and we get a Randy Savage Slim Jim commercial.
One of my favorite Slim Jim commercials of all time.
It's so
Like,
good.
I remember these Slim Jim commercials even from childhood. I'm just like, my babysitter, her brothers, like, love wrestling, so this was on all of the time, and, like, we would just fucking quote it because his outfits were ridiculous.
And I think we're gonna keep getting them because as long as Randy Savage is in WCW, he still is like the
Slim
spokesperson
Jim.
for Slim
Yeah,
Jim.
good. I greatly enjoy them.
They're fun.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
So after that, we get another promo for the Fall Brawl 1995 VHS. Our first pay-per-view we watched. Don't buy that VHS. I know this isn't going back to 1995, but it was a bad show. Don't watch it.
Don't
Don't
do it.
don't pay money to have it permanently.
Yeah.
So we learn that, guys, very surprising. Sting and Flair won the fan vote.
Wow, that's so crazy.
The crowd goes mild.
And as they're announcing this, Bobby Heenan is drinking sake that he got from his Japanese friends.
He's
Okay,
not
before this,
He also holds his headset whenever he chugs it, so it
he
doesn't
he
fall off.
does. He does. It's kind of funny. But before this, I have a note. Why is there a rabbit?
A
That
rabbit.
that guy just is holding a rabbit, yeah.
Yeah, in the locker room
There's a
when they're
wrestler dude
cutting a
holding a
promo with
rabbit.
Sting, the one guy up front has a rabbit.
Okay. Okay, I think
Frankie, something better not happen to this fucking rabbit.
nothing happens to the rabbit.
I'm scared, Frankie.
This makes me remember who it is.
Mhm.
He was all in green, that's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a wrestler whose name is Dave Sullivan.
I don't like where your tone is going, sir.
No, it's nothing bad.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I
He
don't
just
believe you.
That's the wrestler I couldn't remember. He had a pet rabbit that he would bring to he's feuding with Big Bubba. And he has a pet rabbit that he brings to ringside with him. And Bubba, he brings it to ring with him because Big Bubba is allergic to rabbits. And so Bubba will wear a surgical mask to keep from inhaling the allergens from the rabbit. And then Sullivan pulls it off, and Big Bubba starts sneezing, and he loses the match because of that.
Okay,
Nothing,
so he just has a rabbit.
yeah, nothing bad happens to the rabbit.
And the dude's not actually allergic.
No,
Alright.
I
All we
hope
needed
not.
to
I don't
know.
think he is.
I wouldn't put it past the WCW to make them be like, "Hey,
They
get
find
in
out he's
there."
allergic to a rabbit. Well,
Yeah.
look who you're working with now, buddy.
Yeah. Get in
Yeah,
there.
you're not gonna die? Cool. Here's a rabbit for your enemy.
You
So
only get hives? Ah, don't worry, that's fine, we can work with that.
your throat only constricts a little bit. You can still breathe. We're good.
We're fine, yeah.
So out first is U.S. champion Sting, and then Ric Flair with no robe. Disappointing, Rick. Come on.
He
I'm
just
not
came
I'm
out in his panties, and I so disappointed in him.
Please don't call him panties, Hannah.
Earlier on in the night, he was just wearing like a weird sweater.
Yeah, he looked like a white girl after a good shower. Like, he was
Mhm.
just, like, moisturized, no pants on, just a long top.
That's how I am now. Like,
I
right
rest
now.
my case.
Yeah.
So Sting immediately takes down Flair, beats him, hits a big slam, and Flair begs off, but Sting goes right at him with mounted punches in the corner. Flair gets thrown over the corner and clotheslined outside. Flair hits some chops on Sting, but Sting feels nothing and keeps going after Flair. Flair is finally able to get some room by hitting a suplex on the outside and dodging a Stinger splash, and Sting flies into the metal barricade as we go to break. And guys, I hope you like that World War III ad because it looks like, just like with Halloween Havoc, they got one ad and they're showing it.
How long before World War III?
This is
Long.
November 6th, And
man.
World War III, 1995 occurs on November 26th.
Too long.
Better than Halloween Havoc.
Flair, or back from break, Flair is in control in the ring. He locks in the figure four and cheats using the ropes to gain leverage behind the ref's back. Sting beats his chest, though, reverses the hold, and Flair has to break it. Flair starts kicking and chopping at Sting, but Sting feels nothing. He's fired up. He hits another military press slam. Flair begs it off. Sting gets a big drop kick, but then Flair pokes Sting in the eye. Sting rolls out of the ring. Flair hits a double axe handle and then just holds his fingers in Sting's eyes for a while. Flair then comes running in like a maniac with a chair, but the ref takes it from him and Rick slaps the referee. Back in the ring, Flair tries to get a pin using the ropes, but Sting keeps kicking out. Eric tells us that a big announcement is coming after this match, and Bobby Heenan hopes that it is Hulk Hogan is retiring. We all hope that, Bobby, but it's not going to happen.
No. He doesn't retire until later.
Way later.
Way later.
He
Too
becomes
long.
he's going to become a world champion in WWE in like the mid 2000s.
I don't understand why people like him so much.
Flair goes up top but gets tossed from the top rope. Sting gets Flair in the corner, keeps going after him, but the ref stops him. So Sting picks the referee up and puts him on the top of the corner, puts him in timeout. But the referee is distracted now, and so Ric Flair grabs a pair of brass knuckles, drills Sting, and then hides them again. Flair goes for the pin, but Sting kicks out and is no longer feeling pain. He's fired up for a third time. He hits a big superplex, locks in the Scorpion Deathlock, and Flair taps out. But Sting refuses to break the hold. Two new refs run down to try and have him break it. Then we learn that Lex Luger is making his way to the ring, but don't worry, he's here to ruin the night, but security has stopped him from ruining the night. Or so we think. Mr. JL and Eddie Guerrero run into the ring to try to convince Sting to break the hold. Johnny B. Bad and Hacksaw Jim Duggan run into the ring, and they pull Sting off of Flair, and security starts escorting Sting to the back. But Sting breaks out from security, runs back to the ring, puts Flair back in the Scorpion Deathlock, and then unfortunately Luger has also got away from the security guards coming after him, because we have to see Lex Luger again, guys. We almost went a whole night without seeing Lex Luger.
I know. It's just been. This night has been upsetting.
Listen, I'd rather see him than Hogan.
That's fair. Lex whispers something to Sting. We don't know what was said, but he does convince Sting to let Flair go, and Sting and Luger leave together. Back from break, we have the Giant, Jimmy Hart, and Kevin Sullivan in the ring. Gene says this is not right because Giant is not the champion. Jimmy Hart says Hogan is so stupid, though, because when he was making straight to VHS movies, Jimmy Hart had power of attorney to do work for Hogan in WCW. And Jimmy signed the contract for the match with the Giant. And in the contract, it said if Hogan got disqualified during the match, he would lose the world title. And so the Giant is actually the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. But Mean Gene, or Jimmy Hart, sorry, Jimmy, you've activated Mean Gene's trap card. Because Mean Gene summons a lawyer from out of nowhere. A man who does not want to be on camera, by the way. Gene says he has a WCW official from the legal department, and he's a real lawyer. He comes into the ring and says that Jimmy Hart is partially correct. Jimmy did have power of attorney and the contract, and was able to sign the contract, and is not the world champion because the commissioner has conferred with the committee, and because of the dubious nature of the disqualification, the world title will be vacated and awarded to the winner of the World War III Battle Royal. The Giant refuses to give back the belt. Kevin Sullivan says this is another part of Hulk Hogan's agenda, but he takes the belt from the Giant, gives it to the lawyer dude, and says that Giant will win it back at World War III. We go back to Eric Bischoff and the announce team, and we learn some of the card for next week. Savage versus Meng, Eddie Guerrero versus Johnny B. Bad, and Sting versus Dean Malenko. And that ends the November 6th, 1995 Nitro. We have no world champion.
Thank God.
Thank God that it's over, or that we have no world champion.
Both.
All right. Segment of the night and MVP.
A segment of the night, seeing Bobby take Pepe down from his shoulders.
Mongo, you mean?
Yeah, him.
Oh wait, sorry. I apologize. Hannah.
I don't have a segment of the night.
No, Hannah. That's not what we're doing here first.
You have to rate
Oh,
Pepe.
okay.
Pepe
I didn't know we were ranking Pepe right now. Okay.
We always do Pepe first.
Okay. Fair. So Pepe always is a 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Clown Pepe is a 10 out of 10. But I feel like it's kind of mid. And I need to hear my list.
You need to hear the list. Okay.
Either that or put it in the Discord.
I will read off the list. I will put it in the Discord later, actually, because I need to transfer it over from my old laptop. I'm just keeping it in notes. While my old laptop boots up, Hannah or Amanda, you gave me segment of the night, which was Mongo taking Pepe off of his shoulders.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Actually, you know what? Screw it. My segment of the night was the homeless old man.
The homeless old man
Oh.
promo.
Yeah. I think that was my segment of the night. That kept me more invested and more involved than anything.
And who was your MVP?
Sting.
Sting. All right.
I mean, he's just so attractive.
Yeah.
My MVP is also Sting.
Oh, all right. And you have a
And
segment of the night?
as I said, I do not have a segment of the night.
No, all right.
I don't think this episode deserves one.
I'm gonna give segment of the night to Sting versus Flair because
Give it to the homeless man, Hannah.
you could give it to the homeless man.
I don't think I can give that segment of the night because I'm kind of concerned for his safety.
He's fine. Maybe.
Mate, whoa, yikes!
We don't know.
I'm giving it my segment of the night to Sting versus Flair, and also giving Sting MVP.
No one is surprised by our MVP this week.
No.
If Macho Man's not there, or apparently Alex Wright, because I'm looking at the list, he's got a few MVPs, and Sabu. It's Sting.
Well, Sabu is not with us.
Yeah, Sabu's gone. Okay, so Hannah, your list in reverse order, 10 to 1. I'm sorry, 9 to 1. Chicago Bear Pepe, number 9. Number 8 is Yeehaw Pepe. Number 7 is Marlboro Man Pepe. Number 6 is Bandito Pepe. Number 5 is Saddle Pepe. Number 4 is Googly Eye Pepe. Number 3 is Devil Pepe. Number 2 is Alien Pepe. And number 1 is Bat Witch Pepe.
We said Saddle Pepe was 5.
Yes.
Okay. I think that Clown Pepe is going to go in at number 6.
Number
I
6
think
for Clown.
Saddle Pepe is just so impractical and funny looking that
guess,
it beats out Clown Pepe.
I think like maybe Thumbelina could ride Saddle Pepe.
Oh my goodness, that would be adorable.
Amanda, our Pepe costume ranking.
Yes.
Where are we thinking for Clown Pepe?
What is ours?
So we have Batwitch, Devil, Batwitch from 1 to 9. Batwitch number 1, Devil number 2, Alien number 3, Chicago Bear number 4, Saddle number 5, Bandito number 6, Marlboro Man number 7, Yeehaw number 9 or number 8, and Googly Eye number 9.
Frankie, I'm torn between putting it either above or below the Chicago Bear Pepe.
I think below Chicago Bear Pepe.
Okay, I will confer to you, but that's kind of where I was going.
I'm thinking number 5 is a good spot for it because like there's not a lot of effort there, but it's also a costume meant to insult somebody else.
Yeah, which makes it a little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah. I get it. I got it. All right, that's everything for WCW. this week, the November 6th episode of WCW Nitro. Next week we'll be reviewing next time, not next week. Next week we have a very important episode.
Mhm.
Next time it will be the November 13th episode. Um, these have all been taken off of Peacock, by the way.
Yeah.
We watched this on a very legal website.
I
Legal
mean,
legal
it
stream.
is a legal website.
Yeah,
It's
It
legal
is a legal
absolutely.
website. It's an actual website, yes.
completely legal version we watched.
Yep.
I will say a lot of the stuff is being uploaded to YouTube for free.
Oh, cool.
So if it is on YouTube, I'll let you guys know and send you that link. If it's not, I'll send you the other link on Discord. But yes, that is very sad that it's not on Peacock anymore. But also, less ads, no ads,
Yeah.
no
Less
ads.
ads.
Just the ads from the actual show, not actual commercials. Next week, we're back in Scooby Doo, and it's Amanda.
Is it?
It is Amanda.
What am I doing?
We were doing Aloha Scooby Doo.
Oh, I did not sign up for this either.
So yes, we've offended so many other cultures, you know, with Scooby Doo. Let's see if we can offend the Hawaiian people.
Yeah, I know. And here's the thing too. They're not even gonna pronounce it the way like people in Hawaii pronounce it, which is Hawaii. Like
No,
yeah, because why
but
would they?
and we all know famed Hawaiian actor Mario Lopez is on it.
Huh?
He's not Hawaiian, I don't think.
I don't think
No,
he
we
is
went
either.
through this.
He
He
did.
is
He did.
Mexican.
He's Mexican. We looked it up. Yes.
After I stupidly said Italian.
He's playing a Hawaiian. Everyone's fate. I think there is one actual Hawaiian actor on the in there.
But that's it.
I'm looking through it, and so far, Adam West is there, but I don't think he's playing a Hawaiian. Tom Kenny is on there. You know, famed Hawaiian. Tom Kenny.
I mean, his famous character does live in a pineapple.
There are two Hawaiian actors, voice actors
Oh,
for this.
all right, that's great.
Out of how many?
Well, I'm not counting the cast. I think of the people who are Hawaiian, like meant to be native Hawaiian, there are 4, and 2 of them are played by Hawaiian actors.
50% is still failing.
It
Mhm.
is, but it's better than I anticipated.
All right, well, stay tuned for that
That'll be next week.
madness.
Is there anything else we'd like to say before we wrap up tonight? No, that's a resounding no of silence.
Mhm.
No.
All right, let's wrap up then. As of recording, we are on YouTube and Spotify. If you're listening to us on YouTube, remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you know when each episode is uploaded. Hit that bell for notification. If you are listening to us on Spotify, remember to follow the show, leave a rating, and a review. No matter where you're listening to us, though, please share the show with your friends, your family, anyone who you think might enjoy what we are doing here. If you would like to send us an email where you could ask us some questions, you could give us ideas for future episode topics, or you could just give us some general comments you have for the show, you can do so by sending us an email to.
Nothing to see here podcast at gmail.com. As always, here is spelled HEAR.
If you would like to see some great artwork made by Amanda, funny memes created by Hannah, images of things that we discuss in the episodes, you can find all of that and more over on our Instagram page, which is.
Nothing to see here pod.
I think that's all the business taken care of. So saying goodbye and good night. It's Frankie.
Hannah.
I'm gonna go. Look at more videos of baby truffles. I think
A good pastime.
great pastime.
She was so tiny.
I know she's the cutest little babies.
Right, good night.
Bye.
Bye.